Welcome, friend. Welcome to Morrowind. Welcome, friends. Welcome back to Vardenfell and to Bardau. Just hanging there, paused in its vastly fast plummet toward the earth, but not actually inertia-free by any measure except perhaps the most literal and temporary. And isn't that nice? I think we can all find it a reassuring thought that there's a gigantic asteroid hanging overhead just waiting to crush the temple into dust and set off vast chain reactions that'll destroy Morrowind almost completely. So, that's nice. I hope you've had a pleasant week and that life has been kind and that stuff is as good as it can be, really. To start this episode, even though I'm currently right here at the temple, I'm going to leave the temple and do a couple of things that we should have done before. One is I have a tip on how to finish the Oblivion mod with that big hammer that I couldn't get to work. Apparently I have to activate it rather than hit with it. So let's go and pick that up and see what we can do. I'm trusting that I left my heart in San Francisco and my big swampy axe here at home. That you? That's you. Excellent. While I am here, let us dump some bits of equipment that I don't want to be lugging around anymore. I'm going to assume that if I've picked it up, it's worth selling on at some point. 6 glass longswords, eh? Oh my. It's a quest thing, isn't it? That's obviously Dwarven. And, oh yeah, the Butcher's Cleaver, I remember. Blood Thief. I mean, not bad. Be more fun if it passed the stolen stuff on to me. Deck of Judgment. That might be a thing. Quest thing. Devil Tanto, fine, yes, whatever. Red Dagger. Very cool. More dwarvenness, more dwarvenness, more dwarvenness, more dwarvenness. Both one I'm still holding on to. Lightning Control Rod. I have a feeling that was kind of dwarven too, but it doesn't say dwarven. Red Razor Sword. Soul Drinker. That might be useful if I ever actually get round to Sword of the Eye of the World. I mean, cool. That's some interesting weaponry that I'm just lugging around. Or have I just done the other thing? Put them onto my inventory. I've put them onto my inventory, haven't I? I am a genius. Arrows don't go in here. Impressive. And I am actually slept this time too. So that's not a very good sign. It's been a bit of a weekend though. One of our cats has been a bit poorly. And we obviously had to take him to the vet because that's the only thing to do. But given the whole arthritis thing, it's a little bit of a schlep. Dragging him, carrying him all the way, and particularly with waiting for taxis at both ends and so on. So this weekend has been broadly one of recovery. still, I am making excuses for doing this absolutely wrong way around. I wonder one of the stuff was particularly fresh in my mind. Wooden staff. Okay, I suppose. Do I have any dwarven nonsense to drop off? Yeah, I still have my entire potion stack with me. Nope. Here's my ammo. Anyway, he's fine. We have some eardrops and some eye drops, both of which he deeply, deeply hates and resents. But of course he does. I mean, I don't like eye drops myself, and at least I know why I'm giving them to myself, so I completely understand. But yeah, he's fine. He will be fine. He's pretty much back to normal anyway. That Arch Necromancer stuff does look like... Oh no, wait, I have to have this on me so that I can do whatever it is I'm supposed to do with them. Sanguine Deep Biting. Reach of Flight. I'm wearing one of the other Sanguines at the moment, aren't I? Yeah, Sanguine Long Blade. It's only one weight. I'm not going to put away my potion ingredients because it's just tedious. I've got plenty of spare weight. Pouch, resupply wisdom. Surroundings. Barrier. The barrier ring. Probably the same reason why I haven't put away my alchemy stuff yet. What am I for potions? Bit low on health, but actually seems okay. Put away those weird ones. Yeah, that'll do for the moment. I did, after all that, pick up the axe, right? Nope. Good job, I double checked. Okay, it's not an axe, it's a mace, I beg its pardon. Worldstone chamber. Yeah. I'm here at the Worldstone. Now, do I have something I can do here? Maybe a spell. Not seeing anything here. The Skeleton King. Oh, my strength has been nerfed a bit, has it? Do I have a potion of restore strength? Might do. Quick look. Do. Excellent. Much better. I mean, okay, but in the absence of it going into the magic menu, or, I mean, I can't right-click on the item. See, nothing happens. Yeah, okay, so maybe I do have to activate it, but I have no idea how. Sorry, friendly commenter. I tried. I am apparently just too stupid to exist in reality. But that's not much news to any of us now, is it? So, back to the shack. Back to the weapons pot. There you go. Off with you! And now I have checked where I'm supposed to go in St. Olms to find the prop line index. I can type, it's just I have to move the microphone close to me and it gets in the way of the keyboard quite significantly. So give me a moment. Ohms Temple Vivic. That should be the correct code. Yes, yes it is. No, I didn't want to do that, thank you. Let's recall backspace. Let's pick something a bit less threatening as my power. So this is the temple. Let me move my mic back into position so hopefully you can hear me okay. It's in the room that was locked with a 5-point lock, which I have no idea which one that is. It says there's 2 rats in there. There's 1 rat in there. It says it's very difficult to find and hidden amongst a stack of crates. So I am once again just going to invoke my magnificent powers as the Nerevarine and get rid of this nonsense and then have a look around. Okay, apparently not on that bunch. Sorry about your stuff, Priesty Poos. Nothing personal. There. Okay. Pretty obvious, in fact. Didn't really need to go and blast all those various bits and pieces out of existence at all, did I? Oh well. That's fine. I have you now. There will be no one to stop us this time. Until the next.
Do what is right, and all else shall follow.
I wish that was true. It's really nice, positive advice. But honestly, do what is right, and you're likely to get whole heaps of crap piled on your head by people who are only too happy to take advantage of the fact that you're inclined to do what's right. Because that's the sort of world we live in. That's a cheery note, isn't it? I think I'll shut up about that. Is this the right way? I have no idea. Tiffany. The temple. Yeah, so south is the right way. Okay, I'll try to remember that. Oh yeah, look, Bardal. Duh. Probably should try and pay some attention to that, shouldn't I? Single biggest landmark in the city. Easily ignored. How bad am I feeling about my ankles? Let's give it a shot. I'm fine! Excellent advice for the moment. Well done. I suppose I better take some milk, because otherwise everyone's going to complain that I look like I've been slaughtering myself or something. I mean, honestly. Dunmer. No sense of humour.
You've been wounded.
I have, but not for long. Why can't I save my game right now? Yes, just because that. What are we actually looking for in here? Caius Casades. Oh, come on. No. Quests. Quests is a much more sensible way to start. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Vivic Informants. Okay, good. Vivic Informants. Mera Milo. Priestess in the Hall of Wisdom. Okay. Maybe if I... Oh, sorry. Maybe if I do some significant praying to Hermaeus Mora, he'll give me a spell to let me actually search. Oh, library looks good. To let me search my notes in a more efficient manner.
Not now, Outlander. Head on. Not now, Outlander. Head on.
How about both of you drop dead?
Yes, I'm Mera Milo, the librarian for the Hall of Wisdom. Can I tell you about our collection?
You can. Yes, I'm Mera Milo. Caius sent you? Follow me into the back of the library. We can't talk here. Okay.
Watch yourself. We'll have no trouble here.
I know, it's a local library for local people. I can tell by your inbred mask. Bloody idiots.
Go ahead. I'm afraid I don't know anything about the 6th house, but I can tell you about the Nerevarine cult.
Thank you. Please do. The temple worships Nerevar as a saint and hero, but prophecies of his reincarnation are punished as wicked heresy. The Nerevarine cult claims the tribunal of false gods, hence the temple's persecution of the Nerevarine cult. A group called the Dissident Priests disputes temple doctrine on the Nerevarine prophecies. The prescribed book, Progress of Truth, describes their belief. Get a copy of Progress of Truth for Caius Casades. That will tell him things he needs to know about the Nerevarine cult. Persecution of the Nerevarine. It's an Ashlander cult. Primitive superstition, says the temple. Nerevarines say the temple are false gods. I've never understood why the temple wastes so much energy on them. The faithful cannot be shaken by such attacks, and the Ashlanders are just ignorant savages. But since the submission of the temple to the Empire and the erosion of faith among the Dunmer, the militant wing of the temple is increasingly fierce in its attacks on heretics and heathens. Dissident priests. The dissident priests dispute temple doctrine and are outlawed and persecuted by the temple. Ordinators arrest and imprison heretics, and the Empire cannot interfere. Progress of Truth lists their beliefs. In brief, they challenge the purity and divinity of the Tribunal, suggesting their powers are sorcerous and not divine, and perhaps akin to the powers of Dagoth They also condemn the arbitrary power of the Ordinators, and accuse the temple hierarchy of self-interest and corruption. I mean, that sounds about right to me. And the prophecies? The Ashlanders have a mystical tradition of interpreting dreams and visions as prophecies. These prophecies are recorded in verse, and may be lost or garbled over the generations. But the distant priests have collected many ancient prophecies of the Nerevarine, many of which they believe to be genuine. Consequently, these are called the Lost Prophecies of the Incarnate. One of the sacred missions of the dissident priests is the collection and study of these prophecies. Progress of Truth. This book lists the disputes of the dissident priests with Tribunal temple doctrine. The temple has outlawed the sale or possession of the book, so it would be hard to find. We have a copy here, but I fear I'm being watched by ordinators here. A safer plan would be to search local booksellers. Some booksellers ignore temple bans on outlawed books for profits or for principles. We will have to try our friendly Khajiit. Caius. Caius is a dear friend. Like me, he admires the best traditions of the temple: charity for the poor, education for the ignorant, protection for the weak. He is a Westerner, but he has come to love our land and our people. But like me, he distrusts the arbitrary power of the Ordinators, and like the dissident priests, he suspects the temple is hiding something. He serves the Emperor, but he also loves Morrowind, and he sees the failing virtues of the temple as a threat to Morrowind's political stability. That's, I mean, you know what spy masters are like, right? Just skip over that for the moment, shall we? Empire. Give to the Emperor only your coin, and honour only the law which is just. Yeah, I'm with you there. Ordinators. The Order of War fights the enemies of the temple. Most war ordinators are stationed near Red Mountain. Oh, I see, it's the Order of War. That explains a certain something, doesn't it? Watched by ordinators. I do not care for temple politics, but I have read Progress of Truth, and it troubles me. I have friends, former priests who have gone into hiding, so I am bound to come to the attention of the ordinators. I am careful, but I am afraid I am no secret agent like you or Caius. Sooner or later I too must go into hiding, if it is not too late. When you return to Caius, tell him I am worried, and that if something goes wrong I will leave a message under the agreed code word Amaya. Well, that doesn't seem like foreshadowing at all, does it? Dagoth Dagoth is also called the Devil or the Sharmat. He is our ancient enemy. He sends bad dreams and blighted monstrosities to test our faith and tempt the weak. But under the protection of the Tribunal, the ancestors and the saints, we stand strong against him. He cannot cross the ghost fence, and our brave warriors at Ghostgate repulse any incursions by his foul minions. Ancestors. Recently dead spirits know us well, and do not quickly forget their living kin. They are weak, but quick to guide and protect us. Saints. Each of the greater saints and lesser saints has his own proper sphere of influence. those worshippers of various walks of life that the saint has the most sympathy and affection for. Go back 1 sec. The Ghost Fence. The Ghost Fence was created and is sustained by the divine powers of Vivek and the Tribunal. Ghost Gate. Ghost Gate is garrisoned by the Ordinators and the Buoyant Armigers, and House Redrun maintains a hostel for pilgrims. Greater Saints. The Greater Saints of the Temple, listed with their proper spheres, are Blessed Almalexia the Warden, Healers, Teachers, Lord Sothasil the Magus, Artificers, Wizards, Lord Vivek the Poet, Artists, Rogues, Saint Nerevar the Captain, Warriors, Statesmen, and Saint Veloth the Pilgrim, Outcasts and Seekers. The Lesser Saints. The Lesser Saints of the Temple are Saint Felms the Bold, Butchers and Fishmongers, Saint Lothis the Pious, Tailors and Dyers, Saint Meris the Peacemaker, Farmers and Labourers, Saint Roris the Martyr, Furnishers and Caravanners, Saint Aralor the Penitent, Tanners and Miners, Saint Delin the Wise, Potters, Glassmakers, Saint Olms the Just, Sailors, Chandlers and Clerks, Saint Rilms the Barefooted, Pilgrims, Beggars, and Saint Serin the Merciful, Brewers, Bakers, Distillers. Saint Veloth taught the difference between the good and the bad Daedra and won the aid of the good Daedra for his people while teaching how to deal with the bad Daedra. Good Daedra. Boethia, Mephala and Azura are loyal friends of the Tribunal. These Daedra are the good Daedra, which we also call the Anticipations. The Daedra are our ancestors. Before the Tribunal we worshipped the Daedra as gods, but they didn't deserve it since they harmed us as often as they helped us. When they became gods, the Tribunal became our protectors and high ancestor spirits. The good Daedra became loyal friends of the Tribunal, but the bad Daedra remained foul and treacherous. Okay. I guess Saint Felms the Bold is the patron of butchers and fishmongers. This cruel warlord killed many Nord infidels who deserved killing. He couldn't read or write, but received inspiration directly from the voice of Blessed Almalexia in his head. Okay. He sounds like fun. St. Lothis the Pious. St. Lothis the Pious is the patron of tailors and dyers. Companion of the tribunals and greatest Alma ruler of the Tribunal Temple, he formulated the central rituals and principles of the new temple faith. St. Lothis is the symbolic bridge between the gods and the faithful and the model of the temple priest. St. Meris the Peacemaker. St. Meris the Peacemaker is the patron of farmers and labourers. As a girl, St. Meris showed healing gifts and trained as a healer. She marched across battlefields with her followers dressed in white robes, healing warriors or wizards on both sides without discrimination. Great house troops adopted white robes as her standard and disobeyed orders to fight. St. Roris the Martyr. St. Roris the Martyr is the patron of furnishers and caravanners. Captured by Argonians before the Arnesian War, Roris refused to renounce the temple faith and was tortured and martyred. Vengeance for St. Roris was a rallying cry of the Arnesian War. So I can see why he gave him charge of making furniture. Maybe he was nailed up or something equally dark. St. Aralor the Penitent, Tanners and Miners. St. Aralor the Penitent is the patron of tanners and miners. This foul criminal repented his sins, and to prove his repentance, he completed a circuit of the great pilgrimages on his knees. A book called The Pilgrim's Path describes many of the temple's pilgrimages and their shrines. Shrines are three-sided trioliths, where prayers and offerings are made for healings and blessings. Most shrines provide common blessings like heal, cure common or cure blight disease, and cure poison. Right, St. Delin the Wise. St. Delin the Wise is the patron of potters and glassmakers. St. Delin was head of House Indoril, a skilled lawyer and author of many tomes on tribunal law and custom. So why isn't he the patron saint of lawyers? Or scribes? Or something? Interesting. or, certain values of interesting. St. Olms the Just. St. Olms the Just is the patron of chandlers and clerks, founder of the Ordinators. St. Olms conceived and articulated the inquisitorial principles of testing, ordeal, and forced repentance. Okay. St. Realms the Barefoot. St. Realms the Barefooted is the patron of pilgrims and beggars. Beggars. This rich noble gave away her shoes, then dressed and appeared as a beggar to better acquaint herself with the poor. Slumming it, huh? Many such cases. St. Serin. St. Serin the Merciful is the patron of brewers, bakers, and distillers. This pure but less than handsome virgin could heal all diseases at the price of taking the disease upon herself. Tough as a guar, she lived to a ripe and sprightly old age. I mean, slightly rude, but fair enough. I think that's everything that we have to potentially ask about. Yeah, I think so. Let's see what she has to say about disturbing dreams. Disturbing dreams. That means nothing to me. Perhaps you wouldn't know, but the temple regards disturbing dreams as a sign of soul sickness, a sign that the mind is deranged by impure impulses and dangerous feelings. The Ashlanders have many superstitions about dreams, but they have superstitions about everything. Soul sickness is called madness or insanity in the Empire. Signs of soul sickness are strange dreams, uncontrollable impulses, and cruel and evil deeds. Madness is not a disease, as Westerners believe, for if it were, it might be cured by blessings and healers. Soul sickness is a curse of Dagoth-Ur, who sends dark dreams to attack the weak of faith in their sleep. Those strong in faith can resist. Those weak in faith must seek counsel from the temple. You can imagine how that goes, too. More about the Rivering Cult, really? Oh, just a restatement. As I said, dissident priests have a book called Progress of Truth, which gives their views and beliefs in the Rivering Cult. Persecuted by the temple. Why does the temple persecute the dissident priests? Because attacks on the temple weaken the faith and leave the people defenseless against the influence of Dagoth-Ur. Faith is what strengthens the will of the believer against Dagoth-Ur's lies. Faith is the source of the divine power that sustains the Tribunal in their battle with Dagoth-Ur. Since the Empire, some Dunmer have turned away from the temple. That's why Dagoth-Ur grows stronger, why blightstorms and monsters threaten the lands. Yes, that must be it. Thank you for your comprehensive lecture, Mera. I'm sure we will be hearing from you as Amaya all too soon. This isn't what the library...
If you're here for trouble, you'll get more than you bargained for.
Right back at you, fool. Lords above. That's not what the library normally looks like. It looks much better like that. I'm impressed.
Listen, Pilgrim. Even natives get confused in Vivek. What are you looking for?
A good time. And if not a good time, then a fast time. Bye. Say you might. Though I need to get back to the foreign quarter. Is that here? Yeah, north then. Okay. We are much faster at bouncing than we are at running at this point. I think this is it, isn't it? Where's this Redoran? Did that say Redoran? To look at a door. No. So, Jabasher, old bean, you're around here somewhere. You're upstairs, aren't you? Generally speaking, not always, but generally speaking, if you're after a book for a quest, Jabasha has it. I should just look on the map, shouldn't I? Given the whole memory thing. Fine clothier, clothier. Oh, I see. Fine clothier and clothier. How offensive. Yeah.
We're watching you, scum.
Yeah. Die in a tire fire.
We're watching you, scum.
You know, I could just disable you too, friend. So, you know, be careful.
I've told you what I know about the Nerevarine cult. I hope Caius finds it helpful.
So, bye.
A book today?
Yes, please. Lordy. What exactly was it called? I was hoping you'd have it as a dialogue topic. Okay, one moment. Progress of Truth. Overview, review, back, color, paper, progress of no. That again. Did that work? Maybe it did. I seem to be having a bit of trouble with my lifestyle. Oh, I see. One of those. Okay, don't know if that'll work. We'll find out.
We're watching you, scum.
I'm watching you, scum. Alternators. Get into the sea, Jarhead. So, somewhere north of Vivek, they tell me, is Stendar's Retreat. And Stendar's Retreat is Theoretically. Where... Oh, I didn't manage that jump at all. Oh well. It's all good ankle training. Theoretically where I can find out more about the twin blades. Twin lamps? Twin lamps. Do I have any information about where it is? Go to the options. Topics, I think. Stender and his retreat. No. How about the twin doodads? Blah, 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 blah. No. Okay. Well, I've already spent quite a lot of time just reading at you, so in the interests of not driving everyone to complete insanity, let's pop back to Bum. Oh, of course, I changed it over, didn't I? It's fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine here now. How are you? Recall. Of course I don't. Can I rest? Nope. I'll have to bounce around a bit first. Okay. That should be enough to get out of here, though. Let's get to Balmora. Right, Balmora. Let's see if we can go find Uncle Caius and give him a quick poke in the kidneys.
Did you speak with Mera Milo yet? Make sure you've gotten everything she can tell me about the 6th house and the Nerevarine cult, then report back.
I have indeed. Are you here to discuss your orders, Sarah, or is there something else you want? I have your report, and I'll make copies of your notes from Clear and the Progress of Truth. Give me time to read and digest all this. In the meantime, I'm promoting you to Journeyman. You're doing good work. Here's 200 drakes. Go out and treat yourself to a new pair of shoes. Go do some jobs for the guilds or other freelance work, just to keep your cover story current. Get some training. Then when you're fit and rested, come back and I'll have new orders for you. Thank you. What do you actually train? Is this any use to me? Speed, personality, speed. Not really. Bye. I do need to do some training. Well, these things happen when you lag. Because otherwise we'll have another level like last time if I'm not careful. What are my stats? Luck obviously doesn't need training, that just needs a level up. Endurance. Getting there. Definitely getting there. What are my endurance skills? Heavy armor, but heavy armor is too good, probably. Strength, spear. Might be able to get some spear training in the warriors. And yeah, and the others really. Let's see what I find. You don't have spear, do you? You don't. What's blunt good for? Okay.
You seem to be doing all right for yourself. What can I do for you?
Yeah, sure, repair everything. Misclick, but you know, it don't need to be done. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you, Wayne. Probably won't train in anything yet. Oh, you will, but nothing useful. Oh, medium armor, endurance. Okay. Don't think that's... It might be a skill that I level off of. We'll find out, I guess. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, it is a skill I level off. Oh well. And only 8 points too. Okay. The most annoying of all possible worlds. Oh, you guys don't have anything useful.
Greetings to you.
Spear. 9, 10. Alright. I don't like forcing a level like that because it just makes the whole thing pointless. But in your dream, a tall figure with a golden mask greeted you, saying, "There are many rooms in the house of the Master. Be easy, for from the hands of your enemies I have delivered you." It seemed you had died and could see yourself laid upon the table lit by candles. With your own eyes you touched the figure, and the figure drew breath, opened eyes, and rose from the table. And the room was gone, and the world filled with light, and you awoke. Okay. Try that again. No? You dreamed that a tall figure with a golden mask spoke to you, but you understood not a word. He smiled and seemed pleasant, but when he reached to touch you, it terrified you, and you tried to escape, but you couldn't move. You tried to cry out, but you couldn't make a sound. The figure kept smiling and talking, but you felt sure he was trying to cast some sort of spell on you. When you woke, you couldn't recall how the dream ended. Yes, but can I level up? Thank you. Very nice of you. Strength, endurance, luck. Today isn't yesterday. You feel that deep inside. You know that there is still more to this life. Grand. I feel motivated. Let's try some more spear.
Greetings to you.
Well, hello there.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably going to run out soon. 8. Yeah. Okay. Still, 8 isn't too bad. That'll give me 4 points if I don't bother anything else in endurance.
Do you need something?
I need many things.
There is one less necromancer here in Vardenfell thanks to you.
Thanks, Rennis. I don't think you trained me yet, do you? Oh, you do? How nice. Anything handy? Willpower, personality. What are my major and minor then, so I don't do that again? Illusion is safe enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Counting with Tim. Is there any magic that does endurance? I think so. What else? Ability, intelligence, ability, enchant. No. Might get some spear from the blades trainers. But it's not super likely. Still, that'll do for the moment. That'll do for the training stuff. Close enough for government work and all that. So that leaves us still looking for Stendar's retreat. And we also have to go to Aldrune and get the locket for Brenas Clervus from Venom Manor after we put on the Bal Molagmer gloves. And we should probably check in with sorry about the bleeping. Other bits of stuff. We should probably check in with other bits of stuff for the Thieves Guild people. But we'll pick that up next time, I guess. In the meantime, let's just chill in the Thieves Guild, shall we? The Thieves Guild. Mages Guild. It's as good a place as any, and we're probably higher ranking mages than we are anything else at the moment.
Useless creatures.
So, right. I'm going to leave it here. I know it was a bit of a bitty episode, but it's all stuff that had to be done, and that's some definite progress in the main quest. And we can pop back to Caius for our next set of assignments. And get a bit more of actual stuff under our feet. It's about time we started triggering some of Dagoth nonsense, because that'll add a certain random je ne sais quoi, and we haven't been in any 6th house dungeons yet. Those are always interesting. Well, we went into one briefly and we stole some valuable armor, which helped set us up in our nice little training montages. But we didn't actually really engage with anything, we just looted some corpses in the entrance. So, on that basis, I think it's about time that we actually try to do some of, the game, rather than just wandering around and picking raspberries and diving through gigantic hell portals into huge mazes full of bones and necromancers and liches and stuff. I'm still mildly annoyed about that Worldstone and Keep thing, but hey, it does remind me that I am still considering recording some Diablo 2. So keep an eye open, you never know. And have a good week. Please click the various buttons. It does help. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.